Hi there, we're here at GOTO Conference Aarhus. I'm here with Torgersen Kresten, and we have striped socks. So, Mats,
yes,
you have been here many times, and of course, I know your Microsoft story started here.
That's true. 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago today, or very close, at the GOTO conference, as it was called back then. That was the first time Microsoft was invited. Until then, they were shunned, and the community was shocked to see Microsoft people here, including Anders Heilsberg, who is the father of C#. And he essentially invited me to come work with him.
Cool.
So I did.
You did. So you've been away. I'm very sad, actually. He's been away for 10 years. He's one of my best friends. So.
And you don't visit me nearly enough.
I know. Anyway. So what are you... Well, I get to buy you a ticket every now and then, or have your company pay you a ticket to come here visit me for GOTO every now and then.
Yeah.
GOTO.
For GOTO now.
Yeah. So what are you here to talk about this year?
Well, I've talked about the, I work on the C# language, and the team that does the C# compiler and tool support.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you're PM. I can never figure out what that is.
Yeah, I'm a program manager.
A program? Oh, that sounds fancy.
It's very
sounds
fancy.
like you don't do any programming.
Exactly. But I also don't do any managing, because it's actually not a manager position. It's
so
just,
how's that? Okay. Yeah.
No, a program manager is someone who designs and coordinates and does, things like that.
So you get to program every now and then?
I do, but only because I'm a program manager for a product that involves coding in itself, because it's a developer tool. Right. So as a representative of the customer, so to speak, I get to program like the customer. But I don't actually build much of the software.
So you write the test programs for the compiler?
The testers do that. Yeah. But I kind of
do whatever you like.
I do the experience part of it.
So you've been adding a lot of tool support, or like a generic compiler or something.
Well, yeah. So that's
what you're doing. What you're talking about this time, right?
Yeah. So we threw out the old C# compiler, which was very good, and
was it good to throw it out, or was it
both? Actually, it was a great compiler, but all it did was take source code and produce IL, so the bytecode of the CLR, and it didn't do any other things really well, which, it didn't expose its understanding of the language in any decent way. And so what we built was a compiler. We built it in C# because that's nicer, that exposes all the knowledge that the compiler has about a given piece of source code as an API. It's actually, just started to talk about persistent data structures with David Nolan. It's actually exposing persistent data structures that represent the syntax tree of the API and the semantics, the bindings, all that kind of stuff. So these representations are immutable. You can express code transformations that you want to have built refactorings for VS, for instance. You take the syntax tree of what's there, you create a transformed version, you post that back. You can show it in a preview, because the two can exist at the same time. People can look at the preview as kind of a window into the future. So it's really nice, also really efficient, and really safe to work with these immutable data structures. And that's sort of very nice.
Is that the first time you've really done something big with immutable data structures?
That's probably true. Yeah. Oh, you mean me personally? But certainly the team. Yeah.
The team?
It is
the program you're managing.
The program I'm managing. It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's really paying off.
Yeah, I've
so great to work with.
I've been doing a lot of stuff in like functional stuff also. So.
And so, I mean, people know from Eclipse and other places where they've done this kind of thing a little earlier, that getting an object model off the code is, opens up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I remember just getting Eclipse. We were using Emacs before, and one of my colleagues walked in and said, "We have to use Eclipse," and I didn't really understand this complicated IDE, but suddenly seeing that the program is now a model that you can manipulate.
Yes.
That's wonderful. If you're gonna get
that is great, and so we've needed that for a long time. We sort of
you send a lot of business down to ReSharper or whatnot to
that's
try
true.
to do those kinds of things.
That's true. Except now we can sort of open it up, so it's not just those companies piggybacking on it, but everybody can actually super easy. And that's part of what I did it live in my talk, right? It's a few lines of code to produce something that will highlight a pattern in your code that you don't like and offer a fix for it. And it all lights up with the preview of the fix and all kind. It's a whole infrastructure you can just plug into because it's.
Yeah, so you imagine people writing this themselves. I mean, in-house, do coding styles analysis, or where would this typically?
I think there are a couple of different scenarios. Definitely, a company of a certain size would use it in-house to help people write code the way they want them to write it. So it would just highlight, well, here we do it like this. So provide the fixes. You can imagine these diagnostics going along with APIs. For instance, when you publish an API, you would also publish the diagnostics and code fixes that would help you use it in the right way. And so you get discoverability of the usage patterns for free in the tool, so to speak.
Very cool. So is it out now, or is it coming in the next release?
There are previews out.
Previews
if you search for Visual Studio CTP, you can download and install the latest.
So what's next?
Well, that's next.
So this is next. But next is like getting this actually out, and
there's some little language features and so on as well coming out, but they're not actually they're not super big things with new concepts and stuff like that. I think that after we've done this, we'll see. I don't know what's next. I mean, we can always change the plans, right? We never know. But I think there are certain things that we're ready to make more of a push on at the language level. I think it's time we get some pattern matching. Maybe we'll take async to the next level and start dealing with async streams or something like that, which other people are starting to pick up on as well. But that's just a bunch of themes that I want to kind of investigate and see. Is there something there?
Some Scala things, some Java 8 things.
Yeah, we can steal things.
It's kind of, I mean, just like stealing from each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Every new iteration.
That's all fine.
Everybody's stealing some more functional stuff and putting it.
Right. It's fine now. Everybody's been stealing async off of us for a while, and now we're feeding back in. That's fine.
Very cool. So I think I think that's fine.
You getting bored now?
No, the audience might. So I want to have you to myself. I'll just hang here with our socks for a while.
Okay.
So,
Well,
thanks for listening.
It's great to have a conversation with you.
Thank you.